Hey, what up? Welcome to the Antonio Neves Show, where I remind you each and every week that no matter where you stand today, your story isn't over yet. The best is ahead. Hey, I'm your host, Antonio Neves. I am the founder of Allies of Glory. I'm the author of Stop Living on Autopilot, and I am a husband, and I am a father, and this is episode 126, and we're talking about crypto, the blockchain, and NFTs, and I am joking. We are not talking about any of those things. Maybe one day we will talk about some of those things. I'm learning about them, but we're not going to talk about it in this episode. Today we're talking about that unique stage in life. I'm talking to a specific community today. I'm calling them the 3 Ps. Pop that P. The 3 Ps: professionals, partners, and parents. Professional, I mean, you got a job. Maybe you own a small business, but you are a professional. You work. I don't care what industry it is, blue collar, white collar, you're a professional, you work. Partner, you are married or in a committed long-term relationship. Parent, that's probably self-explanatory. You know what that means. You procreated. Congratulations. You had sex at some point, or maybe you adopted and you had kids. The 3 Ps of professional, partner, and parent. Let's start right here. Let's start with this story. I love the comedian Chris Rock. And I love in one of his comic bits from many, many years ago, he talked about how people always say, oh, life is short. Life is short. How many times have you told someone that life is short? Or how many times has someone told you that life is short? But Chris Rock kind of corrected all of us. He said in this special, he said, some people like to say life is short and that you can get hit by a bus at any moment. And that's why you have to live each day like it's your last. And then he said, BS. Life is long. Life is long. That's how Chris Rock would say it. He said, life is long. You are probably not gonna get hit by a bus. And you're going to have to live with the choices you make for the next 50 years. What a contrast to people saying life is short. He's like, odds are it's going to be long and you're going to have to live with the choices you've made for the next 50 years. So here's the hope, and all of us are making amazing choices in our life. So 10 years from now, 10 years from 20 years, 50 years, we're like, oh man, he was right. Life is long. I'm going somewhere with this. Stay with me. It also makes me think about, I love country music. And one of my favorite artists is Darius Rucker, who many of y'all may know from the group Hootie and the Blowfish. But he's a country singer these days. And here's the song where he's talking about what it's like being a parent and how fast kids grow and how time it just goes by slow at times. And the refrain to one of the songs goes something to the tune of, "It won't be like this for long." I'm not going to sing it for you, but he's talking about the challenging times with young kids, and he's singing, listen, it won't be like this for long. Before you know it, this kid's not going to be in grade school or middle school or high school. They're going to be out of your house. And even though I hear what he's saying, look, it won't be like this for long, and he's painting a beautiful picture for us. Look, in 24 years, I'll say, wow, those 24 years went by fast. But in 24 hours, sometimes 24 hours can last for what seems like 24 years. For all my parents out there, have any of y'all had some of those 24-hour time frames that seem like an eternity? Holy smokes. Wow. Yeah, Darius Rucker, it won't be like this for long. But let me tell you, my last 24 hours feels like 24 years. Anyhow, let's get back to the 3 Ps of professionals, partners, and parents. You know, it's unique for us. I'm one of those people myself. It's unique because you reach this place in life of a 3P. And what's true is that, more is being asked of you than ever before. Not only as a professional at work and how you make your income, a lot's being asked of you there. But then as a partner, if you're married, you're in a relationship, so much is being asked of you there as well, right? And then, come on, you know the deal, you know the drill. If you're a parent, you got kids, so much is being asked of you there as well. It's wild, especially as we get older in life, is, there was a time, who remembers this? There was a time when you once made there was a time when you once made decisions based on what was best for you, based on the person you saw in the mirror. Now, today, what's probably true for most of us is that almost every decision that you're making is based on others. There are people in jobs they do not like, jobs that they hate, because obviously they need the dollars and cents to provide for their family. You're making decisions based on others as a partner, right? Sometimes there are different things you want to do on a Saturday. Maybe you want to watch college football all day and build small miniature Japanese houses like I like to do on Saturdays, right? But guess what? Sometimes my wife has other plans for us in this household and things that need to get done around here. There's things out, we don't have a big house and we have like one TV. Let me tell you something. You think I want to watch what my kids are watching all the time? PBS Kids, great educational programming here in the United States. And it's like, I want to watch baseball. I want to watch something else, right? I'm paying for all these subscriptions, but I'm always watching what these kids want to watch when they're watching TV. By the way, they don't get a lot of screen time. Yes, I'm aware I can use my phone or my tablet to watch things, but I like to watch things like on big TV. Oh, that's another subject. The point is, we once made decisions based on what was best for us. Now we're making almost every decision based on what's best for others. And my hunch is, with that can come a lot of stress, can come a lot of anxiety, because there is a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. That burden, that maybe burden is the wrong word, but that responsibility is real. And guess what happens when you become a 3P and you're putting other people before you? You know what happens? You can find yourself living on autopilot. You can find yourself on cruise control. You can find yourself feeling a little bit stuck or in a funk. You can be feeling a little bit isolated and disconnected from people, even though you're probably surrounded by people all doggone day. And if you ever saw the Bill Murray movie, Groundhog Day, every day can start to feel like it's the same. And for some people, this can lead to feeling a little bit unfulfilled. And it can start to nag at you, and you can feel this metaphorical tap on your shoulder that's saying, is this it? Is this it? Is this as good as it's going to get? Is this what my future, what my week, what my month, what my year is going to look like? We probably all had those conversations. And what I want you to know is that, yes, some seasons, sometimes are definitely going to be more challenging than others, right? And we just have to accept that. There are going to be times when we're putting others first and we're not going to be able to think about ourselves as much as we would like. And it is so critical right now, if you can really relate to what I'm saying, to what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling this myself as well, is that we do, in the midst of putting others first, we do have to carve out some time for ourselves. Carve out some times so we can do some things that are intentional, things that can ensure that we are continuing to grow, things that we are doing to ensure that we are continuing to learn, things that we are doing to ensure that we are continuing to be encouraged, right? And to make sure we have not stopped dreaming. That's probably one of the biggest things, working as a coach for so many years, that depresses me, is that point when I'll engage with someone and they stopped dreaming. Like that part of them doesn't exist anymore. And I know that feeling. If you read my book, Stop Living on Autopilot, you know what I'm talking about. And I also know what it's like to start dreaming again, and to start being bold again, and to start being courageous again. And that takes a willingness, that takes a commitment. Sometimes that takes staying up a little bit later than you want to. Sometimes that requires getting up a little bit earlier than you want. It takes a willingness to make some sacrifices, or maybe even let's flip the script on that. Instead of saying sacrifices, it takes some investments on our end. It can take some investments in this season that you are in. What I want to tell you right now is, if you're going through a challenging time as a 3T, as a professional, as a parent, as a partner. It's a season that you're in, and acknowledge that. Don't beat yourself up. And I want you to promise yourself that you're going to find a way to get some me time, to get some time to pour into you, even if that starts with just 15 minutes today. Getting up a little bit earlier, staying up a little bit later, to carve out some time to do what you enjoy. If you can find ways every single month to have something on your calendar that you can look forward to, that hour, that 2 hours, that weekend event, etc. I talked about this on a previous episode. Having somewhere to be is a game changer. And one of those places where, if you are one of those 3 Ps, you can be right now, I invite you to check out the Allies of Glory community. This is a very special place that I created where married professionals with kids, they level up their careers and personal lives. It's a place where every single month there are specific personal and professional development trainings that take place. There are weekly challenges that take place to ensure that you are focused and dialed in and not coasting on cruise control. There's live coaching that happens every single month where you can come and share what's going on in your life or hear what's going on in others' lives to realize that what you're experiencing, you are not the only one going through it. Sometimes we think we are the first person or the only person to experience what we're going through, but you are not. And it can be so encouraging and empowering to meet others who are going through it at the same time, or see folks who have got through that and have advice and encouragement they can provide us with. Even more when we can share that encouragement with others, that's pretty magical as well. Do you have a community like that where it's intentional, where you are continuing to grow, where you are supported, where you're inspired, encouraged, and where you are called up to be the best version of yourself, to ensure you're getting the most out of your career and making sure you can make as much money as possible, trying to make sure your health and fitness is on point, and that you are truly connected to those relationships that matter most in your life. If you're not, check out alliesofglory.com. Registration opens soon for the community. Get on the wait list. And when it opens up, check it out, learn, see if it's something that you'd be into. Something tells me if you're getting a lot of value out of this episode that you will. If you know a fellow 3P, parent, professional, and partner, share this episode with them. I'm sure they can relate as well. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, like Chris Rock said, he said, life is not short. Life is long, and you're going to have to live with the choices you make for the next 50 years. Hey, let's make some great choices. Let's make some great choices starting today. All right, I'll see you back here really, really soon with another great episode. For more information on this episode, head on over to theantonioneves.com. If you haven't left a review or a rating just yet for the podcast, please do so right now. That's how we continue to grow and spread the word. But hey, in the meantime, I want you to remember that the best is ahead when you work. And when you believe, that combination, working and believing, that the best is ahead, things begin to change for the better. Hey, never forget, you have a say in this.